Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. We have got some breaking news for you guys, and the breaking news is that Mohamed Salah is and remains a Red. Oh yes indeed. Absolutely magical news for all Liverpool fans around the globe this wonderful sunny Friday afternoon / evening. Yes, the Egyptian king has signed that contract extension that everyone has been fretting about for a year and a bit, 2 years, maybe every single day since forever. Who knows? How long have you been worried about it? Let me know in the comments section underneath. It's absolutely brilliant news. Let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comments section, and I'll get through some of them. And we're going to be talking through these interviews that he's done. Oh, brilliant. There's a mega thing there. 1981 in the live chat. One of our YouTube members using our Mo Salah emote in there as well. Fantastic stuff. We're going to be going through some of the quotes from it all, having a little bit of chat about what it means, and getting some of your guys' reactions to things as well. So if you've got any in-depth thoughts or feelings, feel free to share them with me in the live chat. If you're a Club Legend subscriber over on Redmen Plus, then you can use the Discord chat, which I am frantically trying to get up whilst talking at the same time, which proves that I can multitask, but only just. Yes, so the news was broken this afternoon, and now here we are. We're living in the new era of Mo Salah. Big questions there about what it means. The fact there's perks there. Does this break the wage structure? I mean, the obvious answer is probably yes. But if you're going to break your wage structure, probably break it for the best player in the world. But we saw it at Liverpool, and Remy Abbas playing a little bit of social games. Good to see they're on good terms. That very much a positive, but it all brightened our timelines in the best possible way this afternoon. And Liverpool dropping the little video of just the shirt by the pool, and then Rabbi Abbas Issa with a little crying emoji and stuff, and good. It's good to see that they can all laugh about it now, given the fact that the pair of them, Liverpool and his agent, or his lawyer or whatever he is, they've been winding us up for weeks and weeks and months, and it's great that they've managed to just at least box that one off for us. Right, sound. So we're going to get some details on this. I'm going to read through some of the quotes from Salah's interview first and foremost from the Liverpool website. I'm ready to go again, was Mohamed Salah's emphatic message to Liverpool supporters after he committed his long-term future to the club by signing a new deal. This is from the official Liverpool website. The forward ensured his 5-year stay will be extended into the coming seasons by putting pen to paper on a contract on Friday. Sound. Mo, thank you for allowing us to visit you during your holiday. Can you tell everyone why we're here today? Not a big fan of that. Well, I just renewed my contract. That's why we're here now. Fantastic. There was obviously a lot of... it's fantastic news. I'm sure all of our supporters are going to be delighted. How are you feeling? I feel great. Excited to win trophies with the club. It's a happy day for everyone. It is a happy day for everyone. There's obviously a lot of talk, a lot of speculations. How pleased you to have done with this, and for the external focus to be on your football. Most of it takes a little bit of time, I think, to renew, but now everything is done, so we just need to focus on what's next. He's in 30 last month, but the general perception externally is that you're a player who still has many years left at the top due to your physical condition. Is that something you agree with? Imagine he said no. No, I'll be honest, I'm kind of amazed they've given me this. I am broken I am. I'm a broken human being. I can't believe they've been so stupid. I'm basically Fernando Torres, is what he's saying. No, he didn't say that, obviously. Yes, of course. I think everybody now, I can say in the last 10 days, has started to reach their peak after 30 or something. I'm so excited for the next few years. Now, really interesting point on this. So there's a video we just put up on YouTube from our Expert Insight show, which is new on Redmen Plus. I was on to Cy Brundish. Many of you will know him from Twitter. Very vocal on there. Really, really good guy. Really knows his onions when it comes to sports science and physical fitness and all that kind of stuff, particularly around the world of football. He spoke a little bit about Mo Salah, actually, which is on that show right now. There's a clip on YouTube, the full thing's on Redmen Plus, but he actually said the amount of minutes that Salah has been putting down on average over his stay at Liverpool is just superhuman. Now, some might argue that's a case where you have to be careful, but really the fact that he's able to do that, he does that because he's an absolute physical specimen. Not only is he a brilliant player, but he's a physical specimen. And he talked a lot about how Liverpool's next challenge is. It's great that you've got him signed down. You know what it'll be. Well, it's great that he's there at Liverpool. Liverpool got a busy season ahead of them. Particularly busy first half season leading up to the break for the World Cup. What Liverpool got to do is manage him right now. But that really, I was having this conversation this afternoon before the contract was signed, because I've said this for a while, is, look, he's heading into his 30s. It doesn't really mean anything in the same way. You know, we have this notion of 30 years old as ancient in football, and it's not. It's, you know, it's not in life, because I'm significantly older than that. And it's not in. It's certainly not in football. Not with the sports science. Not with the way that the nutrition is. Not with the way these footballers live, and particularly, obviously, with it because of his faith and the fact that he doesn't drink. And it takes better care of his body than you know other people would do. There's plenty of Liverpool footballers over the years who've not taken care of their bodies. Neil Ruddock being probably the worst example of a man who did not value the value of keeping your body in tip-top condition. But yeah, what it means is that he's. I mean, look at Cristiano Ronaldo is a good example of it. Look at Ronaldo. He's also a physical specimen. And he's still going. He might not be quite at the level that he was 5 years ago, but the fact that he's still able to score, 20 goals a season in his mid to heading towards late 30s speaks to it. And yeah, Ketty's saying similar to that. It's a real big testament to Mo, and he's been stellar. And my point is, in a roundabout sense, what I'm getting at is here. He's not going to fall off a cliff anytime soon. You can't legislate for major injuries, you never can. But in terms of what's there and what's evidenced by the amount of football that he's played and is able to play, that's big. That's that's really, really big. They've gambled on a more sure thing here. And they've obviously looked at the front three. And we don't know what's going to happen with Bobby Firmino yet. It feels like Bobby's just going to wind his contract down at the end of the year and he'll leave. We know Mane's moved on. If you're going to commit to a footballer, I'd have had no problem with Liverpool committing to Mane. Absolutely not at all, because I think he's not far off that boat as well, just in terms of his physicality and how long he can go for. But if you're having to be careful over your wage structure, break it for the guy who gets double figures goals and assists every season. It's a bit of a no-brainer. But yeah, interesting question is, as a person but also a player, how are you different to the guy who walked through the door at Melwood back in 2017? It's different. I have more experience. I know more now. You know the people in the city more, the football more. You know your teammates more. So you just learn every day when you play football. It's completely different. Look, I mean, it's all pretty stock and standard stuff there from him. There's a couple of lines here from Jurgen Klopp, which we will go through as well, because it's always good to hear what the gaffer has to say. And obviously it makes a point about this. He's scored 156 goals and 254 appearances for Liverpool. This is the very first time in my lifetime supporting Liverpool, that we've had the best player in the world, and also that we are at the top of football, because that's never really happened while I've been following Liverpool. And then to keep hold, Liverpool have become very, very good at letting players at the prime, letting people grow old on other people's wages. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was Bob Paisley who famously said that, and he said it a lot better than I said it. Maybe not as clear because he mumbled, but I'm terribly paraphrasing him. So what I'm saying? The idea is that you let people basically go to pot when you're not paying them. Let other people pay them and you get all the best years out of them when you move them on. Salah's a weird and interesting case in this. As you said, you could easily see him being this for 5 or 6 more years. It's a reasonably good. Looks like another 3 years of Mo. He's going to be in prime physical condition for that time. Yeah, very, very, very smart indeed. And again, look at the goal return. Just keeping your best players, not having his head turned, not having other big clubs with bigger pay packets come in and swoop in and steal your best players. Because that's the thing that I've known as Liverpool. All these players. The only player who never had his head turned completely was Gerrard, who was good enough, and obviously he very much did have his head turned by Chelsea, but we managed somehow to keep him. You think like Suarez, you think Sterling, even younger, getting his head turned by Man City, and a lot of the lure of trophies and money. And Liverpool are able to offer trophies, and they're able to offer personal accolades as well. And now with that, they're able to say, if you're going to be the best player in the world, then we're going to pay you best player in the world kind of wages, within reason, because ultimately PSG have inflated the market, Man City have inflated the market, and Man United and Barcelona, in trying to catch up with those teams, have bolstered that inflated market like morons, which is why both of those football clubs are fucked. Now that's going to be an interesting challenge for Liverpool in the coming years. They have to be careful that this doesn't capsize what they've done, but that's a question for another day. That's the next season or a season after that kind of problem. And a few people have mentioned that in the comments, and we will touch upon that, of course. But yeah, Jurgen Klopp's been saying anyway, this is a special treat for our supporters to enjoy their weekend even more. I'm sure there will be some celebrations for this news tonight. He told liverpoolfc.com. Really pleased, really pleased. The best decision for us and best decision for him. He belongs with us, I think. This is his club now. Of course, it's taken a little time, but that's absolutely okay. And the best things are always worth waiting for anyway. Like waiting for me to do this video. You've got no idea the stress I've been through. I come in here to film on my day off. We did that show with Side Runners, which is amazing. And then I went home. I was about to pick the kids up. I said, I'll go and do that. I sat down on the couch and I fell asleep. And I fell asleep because I'm getting old and I'm tired. And I had a late night watching Alanis Morissette last night. And I was woken by Steve to tell me that Mo Salah had signed his contract. So after a little bit of messing, jumped up, got in the car, drove all the way back to the studio for this. And had I brought my key with me? No. Had I bollocks? So I had to drive back and meet my wife halfway to grab my keys off her, and then drive all the way back here to do this. So anyway, I digress. We're here. The best things are worth waiting for. Like this, worth waiting for. God. Sad. Right. Anyway, rant over. Mo's one of the best players in the world, continued Jurgen. It's good of him to have this rant on my behalf, by the way, in the middle. It's only normal that there are things to sort when you get at his level. So big credit to Julian Ward and Mike Gordon for guiding us to this destination. I have no doubt Mo's best years are still to come, and that's saying something, because the first 5 seasons here have been the stuff of legend. Oh, wow. I love that. Fitness-wise, he's a machine in the most incredible shape. He works hard on it and gets his rewards. His ability and his skill level gets higher each season, and his decision-making has gone to another level also. He's adored by his teammates. As coaches, we know we work with someone special, and the supporters have crowned him a king. So, very cool. It's just great news. It makes me smile thinking about it. He stays with us for long as it means we can achieve more together. Yes, Jurgen. Yes, Jurgen. Glorious stuff. Absolutely glorious stuff. Genuinely made up. Great. The manager's made up. The players made up. Everyone is made up, and they should be, because Liverpool have just got the best player in the planet to commit 3 more years. And look, there's plenty of a counterpoint to this, of course. So if you've got a point on this, let me know in the comments, and we'll get through as much of that as we humanly possibly can. We've got a super chat in here from David John, who's been a member for 4 months here as a cult hero. This is great news. Loving the salt from other club fans all over social media as well. Yeah, because you're going to get inevitably. I've not looked on social media other than at Liverpool stuff, but I guarantee it'll all be this. Liverpool spending big money on wages and blah 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 blah. Liverpool have earned the right to spend the money that they spend on the players they've spent money on. They've earned the right to pay the wages that they want to pay to the footballers, because they have been massively successful on the pitch for the last 6 years. Building, season on season, getting bigger. And, getting to finals. But, the fact is Liverpool have only won 1 Champions League in that time. They've been to 3 finals, which means it's the second, of those 3 they've reached, they've had the second most, and first most money you can possibly earn from being in the Champions League. So that's your coffers. Winning the trophies that we have done, going deep in all those competitions, and the fact that Liverpool are, and I don't know whether anyone's told you this, but they're the biggest club in England by an absolute mile as well. Absolute mile, which means that all these other stuff comes to Liverpool. So yeah, I imagine that there will be lots and lots of fans who go, and Liverpool, I thought they did it on like magic and pride and all that. No, they spend money, as you should do. A business grows its revenues, a business sees more success, and to sustain that success you have to spend money to stay at the top. That's how business works, and Liverpool are an incredibly well run business. That's one thing that you can say about Liverpool. And they've managed to parlay that incredible business quality into delivering an amazing football team on the pitch. So great. Absolutely great stuff. And I mean, it might be none of that. It might just be people going, Salah. Yeah, it will be. It'll be Manx. I'm certain of it. Maybe Evertonians who are. I mean, look, Everton sold their best player today. And Liverpool signed their best one down, the best player in the world, to an extended contract because there's levels. Jay Petty, hi Paul, I'm worried about replacing Salah as the right winger market is horrible, so I'm buzzing. Eases the pressure on Nunes when we have a 20 plus player. Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things why Liverpool have done this, by the way, and it's had to take time, and they've had to work out the nuance. They're not going to throw stupid money at it for no reason whatsoever. You've got to be careful. I said this on a show the other day, but I know this in a very small microcosm. I am a small business owner, so like the sums of money have far less zeros on them, but you have to spend within your means, and you have to be careful, and you have to keep people around, you have to do all these things. You have to make big calls at big times, and I can appreciate that, you know, Liverpool had to get the balance right on this one. They'll have looked around, and a couple of things they'll have said, where's the market to sell him? I'm not sure the market to sell him has existed since COVID. I think 3 years ago, there's a £120+ million market there. There's probably 2 or 3 clubs who could have maybe looked to go into that to bring him in, and that changes the conversation. But so there's not really those avenues, and also the clubs that can. So you're looking at PSG can afford to buy him. Newcastle could probably afford to buy him, and City could afford to buy him. Doesn't want to go to Man City because he wouldn't want to go to Man City. He's not going to go to Newcastle, not yet anyway. And PSG, I mean, great. You've gone to Paris Saint-Germain. You know, you're also in Mbappe's team. You are in Messi's team. You're still in Neymar's team. And you've been paid all this money. And for what? To win the French league? Probably. Because, like, you know, didn't do that the other year, did they? Yeah, so yeah, that's part of the consideration. And also, yeah, Liverpool will have looked around and gone, they probably feel like they can replace Mane, which is a big ask, by the way. That's a huge ask, but they probably feel like it's because he scores less goals and gets less assists is the borderline point on this. So I agree with all Jay's points. There's lots and lots and lots of nuanced factors there, and the fact that Liverpool finally got it done. And yeah, and I mean, again, I think you've got to give hats off to Liverpool's management. You've got to give hats off to Liverpool's owners and all this, because what I love is there's fans who don't like Liverpool's owners, and you can not like people and whatever, and you can not like decisions that they've made on the lines, but there are no better football operators in this country, and are there any better football operators in world football than FSG? I don't think there are. The only ones that you would throw into the list, and I guarantee if people want to throw in alternatives to them, you're talking about ones who are backed by state money, and that's it. So yeah, right, sound. Stephen Saunders makes a good point here. Says at least if he does go next year, we'll get a load of money on him to put towards Bellingham and a good young right winger, possibly another centre midfield too. Yeah, exactly, and that's the point. What we've done at the very least is look. Salah said, "I'm staying here for at least another year." He might. I think personally, he's probably again looking around at what are your other prospects. Where are you going to play? Who's going to challenge for the Champions League and all these things, season in, season out. There's not many other clubs you can go to, and certainly not ones who can afford you and can afford the price tag and all that. He can be a Premier League legend, and he can be an all-time Liverpool legend. What Mo Salah's playing for now with this contract is to be a Mount Rushmore Liverpool player. Right now, he's a generational Liverpool player. So right now, you look at, for me, it's Kenny Dalglish and Steven Gerrard, and then you've got, I mean, just in terms of players, past that, you're talking Bill Shankly and Bob Paisley, like the Mount Rushmore, carved into a mountain in the side of Anfield because they're that big. Carve them off 1,000 feet tall because that's how important they are to Liverpool. There's players who are generational talents who have short to medium term careers, but maybe don't turn it into trophy wins or long term stays or whatever. And those are the likes of Sadio Mane will be one of them. Robbie Fowler was one of them. Torres was one. Suarez was one. John Barnes was close to Rushmore stays, but he was one of them as well. Mo Salah could be one of he can be named alongside Dalglish and Gerrard, I think. But if he stays for the full length of his contract and continues to play like this, that's where Mo Salah is going to be. And as a Liverpool player. I just want to get up actually all-time Premier League top scorers, because I think this is an interesting case as well. So you've obviously got Alan Shearer top of the pile, most Premier League goals of all time, 260. Mo Salah is creeping up there. Let me just go and find him. Salah's currently 20th on the all-time Premier League goal scorers list, right, on 120. So he's not going to catch Alan Shearer. But if you're saying he's scoring 20 Premier League goals a season, let's say it's just for the next 3 seasons, so that's add 60 onto that, takes him up to 180 all-time Premier League goals, would put him 6th on the all-time Premier League goal scoring record list. Then you're in the company of, hey, Harno, good to see you, mate. Alan Shearer, Wayne Rooney, Andy Cole, Sergio Aguero, Harry Kane will be higher up there by that point as well. And that's what I think Salah's playing for as well, is that to be a true legend of the game. And I don't think you get to be that if he moves on to another league, and then he might, he's not going to be the main man anywhere that he goes. And actually, good point there, actually, by Sheriff. The only winger on that list would be Mo Salah as well, by the way. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. And again, as mentioned, there's a chance there to surpass Thierry Henry, who is widely regarded as probably the most talented footballer ever to play in the league. Possibility anyway. Yeah, and Red Sai saying it's already miles ahead of Shearer in terms of trophies, though. Exactly. Anyway, yeah, so sorry, people are asking the question. It's been reported that Salah's on 350k a week, and that is interesting because that puts him probably about 100 grand a week more than Virgil van Dijk, maybe slightly less. So that's big. That's a big, bold move that Liverpool have done there. If it's 350k, and it will be, that's probably base, and then there'll be bonuses on top, which there are for all the players, by the way. Or maybe it's not 350 base, maybe it's around that with like appearances and stuff. Again, ultimately, it doesn't really matter. And what I would suggest on this is that there's genuine geniuses who work at Liverpool. I consider myself to be a reasonably right fella, but there's genuine geniuses who know lots and lots more things and ins and outs around the thing, and they've decided that it's sound. And if they've decided that it's sound, and they're the people who've decided lots of things are very, very sound and have a very good track record of making big decisions and getting them right, it's probably fine, isn't it? And again, to the point, if you're going to break your wage structure, do it for the best player on the planet. Seems pretty smart for me anyway. Yes, keep your comments coming in. We're not got too much longer on this, but yeah, just to say on this, I just think it's brilliant. I think losing Mane is a blow. I think the idea that Salah was going to walk out for a free transfer next season, I would rather have one more season of Salah than sell him, because I don't think you could replace that for the money you were going to get from this summer, or it would have been a huge gamble and you risk capsizing what you're going to do. Liverpool need to start this season strong. Liverpool need to go to the World Cup break top of the league, I think, if they're going to win the league this season. So they need to basically win every game of football, and the best way to do that is to hit the ground running, is to start strong. Having the Mo Salah thing no longer an issue is huge. It's huge because he gets to focus on his football. It's huge because we get to focus on the football, and not just his football. We get to stop worrying about his football and stop looking at the mannerisms and the social post and what's his agent / lawyer doing, what's he talking about. It's just lovely to have all that exhausting noise gone. We've been here before with players, and I remember it with Emery Chan. Steve McManaman was massive. Everyone counting down his move to Real Madrid and going, oh, is he giving it when he has a bad game or an off game? You're like, oh, does he really care for the cause? And you don't need that. Now it's just like the best player on the planet is just committed to playing for Liverpool, and it sends a boss message out to the rest of the world footy as well. It says Liverpool are the best team in the world, or there or thereabouts. We're in the thin bracket alongside the other best teams in the world, and we're top of the food chain, is what I'm saying. Liverpool are not going to be bullied. We're not going to be messed around. We keep our best players. We pay good wages for top players, and we deliver the kind of success that they dream of. And that's very, very good for Liverpool Football Club. Very, very good indeed. But yeah, what does it mean in the future? Does it mean he's going to be sold next summer? Not asked. Not asked. We'll worry about that when it comes. But again, Liverpool will make probably a very intelligent decision around that, because they're very good at making very intelligent decisions. So that is that. Yes, thank you so much to everyone who's joined us, make sure that you head over to Redmen Plus, by the way. So that's Cyber this expert insight, terrific insight into what Liverpool's challenges are this season with the World Cup, how they get the players, the training of the players, the minutes the players need to play to be at peak physical condition, what 5 substitutes is going to mean, why Joe Matip played so many games last season. Great insight into that. Why did Jordan Henderson play so many games? And it's not because of Inhaler FC, by the way. A genuine expert talking about the sports science behind it. Cyber it's streaming right now on Redmen Plus in video and in podcast form. Highly recommend it. Look, if you just want a bit of a bit of fluff, then that's what I'm here for this on YouTube. Fluff on YouTube. Brilliant insight. It's going to grow your knowledge of football, make you a better human being, and make you understand Liverpool and all that kind of stuff is over on Redmen Plus. More reaction to the Salah contract stuff. Steve and Ross have gone over there and done Redmen Reacts. They're going to be delving into this in a bit more depth and detail. That is over there right now as well, again in video and in podcast form. So if you want to watch videos, you want to sit on your tablets or on your telly or whatever you can do, it's like Netflix in that regard. If you want to go and get it on the go, it's a podcast subscription service as well, so you can get it in your ears as well. We did have a super chat there that cropped up. I don't want to miss out on that one. When my feed catches back up again. There we go. Scott Hawks, the lovely Scott Hawks. Yes, says best news I could ask for. Let's go win that title. Yeah, that's a good point again on that. Is look, Man City are going to be perfect. Man City are a brilliant football team. They've got to integrate. They're going through a bit of a transition period themselves. Liverpool are doing that, but Liverpool get to transition now with an established team. They can start the season with Mo Salah, they can start the season with Bobby Firmino, and they can start the season with Jota on the left if they wanted to. And there's lads who've been there for multiple years who know how to do it. They could add Diaz into that. They could start Nunes if they wanted. They could start Carvalho if they wanted to. But Liverpool now can just focus wholeheartedly on the task at hand, and that is running Man City down, and that is bringing number 20 home. In answer to the questions, I will be over in Thailand, yes, Bangkok for the Man United game a week on, it's the 12th, isn't it, the first pre-season game, so if anyone's going to be around for that, hit me up. I'm looking forward to seeing that one in the flesh. I will not be going to Singapore though, because I have to make sure that I'm still married and my kids still like me, so I'll be returning home to go on a family holiday after that. But yeah, loads more content from us in the meantime. Thank you so much. I think I said your name earlier, but the young lad who I was at the Blue Coat, which is my old senior school, doing the open day for my son, and the lad who stopped and said hello in the tech department, in Mr. Ainsworth, king of technologies, Tech Lab. Thanks so much, your boss, mate. Yes, guys, you're all wonderful. Whew. A big take from this is Paul as a 2-car family. Yeah, just about. Yes, anyway. Wow. Whew. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Mo Salah always was a Red. He's going to stay a Red. He might well be a Red for the rest of his career. We're certainly getting the best years out of Mo Salah, the Egyptian king. Best player on the planet is going to be staying at Liverpool Football Club. The rest of the Premier League is on notice. What a time it continues to be a Red. You should all be so proud. I am. I'm so excited for pre-season to start again now. Can't wait to see the new boys. Can't wait to see the existing boys coming back. Bit of break, bit of fire in their bellies, ready to put some more things that were wrong right again. Oh yes, right, thanks. Have a wonderful weekend. The best way to kick off a weekend, right? It's a bit of positive Mo Salah news. Do, as I say, one more time, go and check out Redmen Plus. I can't recommend it enough. It is absolutely phenomenal. Transfer Insight with Neil Jones, looking into what Liverpool's in and outs are going to be in some of the loan stuff. Brilliant show. Expert Insight. We've got a summer transfer show every Monday as well, keeping you up to date on all those things, having a good old chat, and Redmen Reacts is there as well. And we've got the Jordan Henderson documentary. Loads of amazing documentary. It's just boss. It's boss. It's better than YouTube memberships. YouTube memberships are fine. It's better than that. Go and do that anyway. Oh look, there it is. It says it on the stream elements in the comments. Anyway, I digress. I need to go and be a family man again. Love yous all. Have a boss weekend. Ta-ra.